Collin Sexton spoiled the debut of the Brooklyn Nets' Big Three by dropping 42 points and going on an insane scoring run in double overtime, continuing his breakout 2021 season. With their win, the Cavaliers improved to the number 6 seed in the Eastern Conference, and Sexton drained contested clutch shots down the stretch. This video shows you how Sexton feasted on Brooklyn, and stay tuned to see every reason for why he's an NBA superstar. If you're already subscribed, welcome back to D-Flow Hoops. If you're new to the channel and you're a basketball fan looking for videos on NBA player rankings, predictions, as well as stories about the league, you came to the right place. Please subscribe and hit notifications so you're updated every time I post content. Let's get into this. Superstars are recognized in the most pressured games and moments in the NBA, and Wednesday night saw the Cavaliers' third-year guard prove that he should be considered among the upper echelon of NBA talent. The Cleveland Cavaliers have gotten off to a shocking start this season, and it continued against the new-look Brooklyn Nets. Fueled by Sexton's career-best 42 points, the Cavs took down the Nets in Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant's first game as a trio, winning by a final score of 147-135 in a double overtime thriller. Each member of Brooklyn's Big Three produced, with Durant pouring in 38 points, Irving scoring 37 points, and Harden recording another triple-double with 21, 12, and 10, but it wasn't enough. He may only be in his third season, but Collin Sexton's proved throughout his entire career that he's a sensational defensive player, and even though he might not have been able to stop Harden and Irving in transition, Sexton came up with an insane chase-down block on Durant in the open court in the first half. It's not only Collin's defensive awareness that makes him the elite perimeter defender that he is, but his tenacity and all-out hustle really make him special on this end. With Sexton averaging a career-high 1.4 steals per game, the Cavaliers have the second-best defensive rating in the league, trailing only the defending champion Los Angeles Lakers. One of the main weapons of Cleveland's defense in the early going has been their ability to force turnovers. Teams have turned the ball over on them 18% of their possessions. That's the highest rate in the league. And of course it was turnovers that were the story for the opposing Brooklyn Nets last night. While in the first quarter, Brooklyn shot 10 for 18 from the field, they found themselves trailing 28-23 because they coughed the ball up to the Cavs 7 times in the opening period. But what's been most shocking about Sexton specifically is the efficiency of his offense. The man's making 53.4% of his field goals, 50% of his three-point shots, and has averaged 27 points per game. He's taking on the brunt of the scoring load for the Cavs. He's attempting 18 shots per game, and is straight up putting Cleveland on his shoulders. Since LeBron James left this franchise in the summer of 2018, no one had even come close to matching the Kings' production in Cleveland. However, the speed, strength, and now shockingly functional three-point shot of Sexton are no joke to try and defend. It's those abilities that make him a legitimate go-to number 1 scoring option for the Cavaliers, and in my opinion, a superstar in this league. The Cavs are no longer asking Sexton to be a point guard. They drafted him at number 8 in 2018 and gave him the keys to the franchise as a rookie, but facilitating and getting everyone else involved was never really his game. He's not Luka Doncic or Trae Young, to be frank, who can score and pass simultaneously at a high level. Sexton walks on the court for only one reason: to put the ball in the bucket. Just look at his assist average in comparison to the other top scorers in the league this season. He's 4th on his team in assists behind Garland, Larry Nance, and Cedi Osman, and just in front of Andre Drummond and Damian Dotson. Cleveland has a lot of players who can distribute the ball, and that's with Love, an elite passing big man, having played only 2 games because of a calf strain. As a result, Sexton's playing as free as anyone in the NBA. Defenses know what's going to happen when he gets a screen at the top of the key, but that doesn't mean they can stop it. Nothing could have proved that point more than what he just did to the Nets. And with how he's been playing this season, it's time for everybody to put some big-time respect on the name of the Cavaliers combo guard. The Nets took an early lead in the first overtime, but Sexton came up clutch to force a second overtime period. First, he scored a putback to make it a 1-point game with 10.7 seconds left to play. Then, following a couple free throws from Durant to make it a 3-point game with just a few seconds left in overtime, Collin Sexton knocked down an insane three-pointer in the face of Kyrie Irving to force double OT. And Sexton would fully capitalize in that second overtime period as he scored 15 of Cleveland's 20 points. He was almost perfect by going 5 for 6 from the field and 4 for 5 from three-point range. At one point, Sexton had scored 20 straight points for the Cavaliers in the 2 overtimes. The Nets just had no answer for him down the stretch, and when the night was over, Collin's 42 points came on 16 of 29 shooting from the field and 5 of 11 shooting from three-point range in his first game back following a 5-game absence because of an ankle sprain. His head coach JB Bickerstaff said after the game, quote, "What Collin has proven time and time again against all of his doubters is that he's not afraid of the big moments, and he likes pressure-filled moments. Not everybody in our league has the courage to do what he did tonight. Not everyone in our league has the ability to do what he did tonight. Give the entire team credit for their resilience and staying in it through some difficult times, but Collin Sexton brought us home tonight." As Sexton knocked down one big shot after another in the second OT, players on the Cleveland bench tackled each other in delight. Prince, acquired in the 4-team deal that brought Harden to Brooklyn, scored 17 in his Cavs debut, and Larry Nance scored 15. But give some credit to the Nets, who overcame a 13-point deficit in the fourth quarter and seemed to be turning it on at just the right time. But with Collin Sexton leading the way by knocking down the pressured shots when he needed to, the Cavs weren't intimidated whatsoever by Brooklyn's firepower or flash. It was a sensational, star-making performance for Sexton. He's emerged over the last 2 years as a truly excellent offensive player to go along with his defense. The Cavs continue to exceed expectations, and even though Collin just missed 5 games, he's the biggest reason for Cleveland being one of the best stories across the league right now. When you have a player who can seamlessly get buckets from any area on the floor at will, with a combination of craftiness and clutchness, then the rest of the roster around that go-to guy are going to have all the confidence in the world. The Nets may have 3 guys like that, but Collin outplayed all of them last night, and sometimes all it takes to make things click is that one superstar either internally developing through your system like Sexton or coming in free agency. But the development of Collin's playmaking and shooting off the dribble, combined with the relentless speed that he already had, makes him someone who could single-handedly carry the Cavs into a playoff spot. And who knows, with how he just went off, maybe Cleveland has a chance to knock off a team in a first-round series. Even though Sexton spoiled Brooklyn's debut with their new, potentially all-time great Big Three, after the game, Nets superstars Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant reacted with major respect to Sexton's career performance. Irving said, quote, "I don't know many teams that can score 20 points in 5 minutes, but the young fella got hot. I gotta give Collin credit." Durant said, quote, "You gotta tip your hat to him. He got hot." Overall, Collin's lethal scoring more than makes up for his lack of an elite passing ability, but it's how the Cavs guard plays both ends of the floor at an extremely high level that make him a superstar in my eyes at least. But I want to know why or why not you think Collin Sexton is a superstar. Let me know down below. I respond to every comment. This was D-Flow. You're the best for sticking around, and I'll see you next video.